matter if it was literally true. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But what matters is that it's spiritually true and that it's providing a spiritual template for you to follow. It's telling you a spiritual truth about what you personally need to do in order to become like Christ. So let me give a non-Christian example here. Odin hung himself from Yggdrasil, the world tree, which is an axial symbol, much like a cross. He pierced himself with a spear. He forbade anyone to offer him any assistance. And then he just kind of like teetered on the brink of life and death for 9 days until finally the runes accepted his sacrifice and revealed their secrets to him. And what's really interesting is what he says in the Havamal. Odin says, "Wounded I hung on a windswept gallows for 9 long nights, pierced by a spear, pledged to Odin, offered myself to myself." The reason I love this example is because of that line, offered myself to myself. What does this mean? He sacrificed himself to himself? It means he's going beyond himself. And that means he's sacrificing his lower nature to achieve something higher. And when you make that ultimate sacrifice of detaching yourself fully from materiality, including your attachment to your own body and physical life, then your reward is going to be divine wisdom and not death. And this is the same message of Jesus on the cross. When Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me," this is what he meant. This is the path he laid out. Sacrifice yourself and your worldly desires and your attachments for the sake of transcendence. And only in so doing can you achieve unity with God in heaven. You can't make it to heaven if you're too attached to what this world has to offer. It's not enough to say, "Oh, well, Jesus made that sacrifice, so I'm off the hook. I don't have to do anything to achieve transcendence. I can just indulge in the pleasures of this life because Jesus saved me." If you want to follow Jesus, you need to become like Jesus. And that means producing an ontological change within yourself to actually become Christ-like.
I don't think the concept that you can be saved by Christ and therefore no longer need to live your life in a Christ-like way is an accurate reflection of Christian teaching. But certainly that is how some people appear to take it. Christ's dealt with it, so I can just go off and live my lazy, short-term, pleasure-filled existence. Christ calls us to take up your cross and follow me. So there is definitely a call to reflect in your life the way that Christ lived.
Take up your cross. Well, what is the symbolism of the cross? Many, many layered. In its most simplest distilled essence, the cross is an axial symbol. What is an axial symbol? It's something polar. It's something that's emblematic of the center of the wheel, the unmoved mover. It is being. That means you need to pick up your sense of being. You need to embody this solar kingly element within yourself. If you're going to pick up your cross, it doesn't mean you just accept your sufferings in life. That's part of it. And, many of Jesus's teachings would certainly fall in line with this idea of, equanimity with the sufferings life deals out to us, because that's part of being detached from materiality and saying, okay, well, I understand that this world is an illusion. It's a powerful and painful illusion. It's very intense. But there's the quality of being able to step back, to zoom out and say, this is only a tiny little part of the big picture. And it's, compared to what is spiritually real, this is not. In many cases, suffering is designed to actually break your attachment to materiality. If materiality is that unpleasant, what else have you got to turn to but God?